Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy LOZA. We're back. We've topped with D-Reaper. You'll love to see it. You only need to play 1 or 2 mums, by the way. People play 4. It's stupid. But anyway, we're going to get into the card by card, but there will be matchups at the end if you're interested in that. I did 2-0 every matchup today. Pretty nuts. Very lucky. But let's get into the card by cards and the text. Let's go. So, of course, guys, we're starting off with 4 mum D-Reaper, but honestly, you could just play 1 because the games where this gets outed, you just lose. So I've considered playing 2 for the meme or even just 1 because honestly, you don't need 4. You never need 4. You never go into more than 1. And the games where you do flip the second one, yeah, if you are using it, you're losing that game. Let's be real. Searches, you gotta play them. You gotta play them. You gotta play 20, okay? I see let's play 18. I think that's wrong. Play more. I would play 21 even. I could probably cut some cards and play 21, but if you don't see this card, turn 1, you lose. Like, I'm going to make it simple for you. This is the best turn 1 play any deck can ever produce, and if you don't have it, you straight up lose. So yeah, you got to max on searches. Well, not really, because that would be 50, but you get what I'm saying. You got to play as many as you can, and that's what I've gone for with this deck. This deck's very much more about engine than anything else. I know you can play all different colors with this deck, but I didn't really opt for that. So we've got the 3 Pendulum Feed. Pendulum, the cool thing about this card is it's a double add. Today, it didn't double add once, and that's the only time it's ever not double add, because it just adds a Searcher and a D-Reaper, which is the whole deck, and you can just double add 2 Searchers, which is ideal, honestly, half the time you just want double Searcher. So yeah, Pendulum Feet is a great consistency card. It's kind of like your other Searcher, you know, literally. So yeah, sometimes when you just need to look for that piece, look for Gatekeeper or whatever, or D-Reaper to go for game, or the big Reaper to go for game, this is the one you want to find, or one you want to play. Also, being a cost for 3, really good when you're being choked by Memory Tamer, because you obviously can just search it for 1 and then this for 3, and like it's all fine. Obviously, you can do mum effects too, but you get what I'm saying. All right, now for the stars of the show. These are honestly the best ones, so I'm going to group them together. You need to see either Bubbles or Jerry, or both, preferably both, early game. Now, obviously, you need to see Searches, because, you know, Searches the fucking deck. But you need to see Bubbles and you need to see Jerry, because they accelerate the process so much. Especially this one's in security as well, which is huge. But mainly, that's another reason you always want to have a Searcher in your hand or on your field, because Bubbles can underlay it for you, which is very nice. Jerry tapping herself to put a Searcher under mum. It's only whiffed once for me, and I don't think it should ever really whiff, but you know, there's the chance that it does. But yeah, Jerry's super good. Going second, your play is normally playing this. So a lot of people don't know that. But you normally get left at 3 memory or 2 memory. This is the best thing you can do turn 1 when you're playing second. Obviously, Search is the best when you're playing first. Play it for 1, tell your opponent to go. But yeah, playing from a second perspective, you don't have mum up yet. You've only just flipped her. And honestly, you can't put a Searcher under her yet. So the best thing I've found to do is hard play Jerry right then and there. It's honestly the most pressure you can do. But yeah, that's my little tech anyway. Just hard play Jerry going second seems to be very nice. Obviously, if you don't have Jerry and you've got Searchers and stuff, play them instead. But yeah, I find that that's the way to do it, right? If you don't see these cards in your opening hand along with Searchers, I say you're not winning also. You really do need to see them, and you do normally draw into them, so it's fine. But yeah, also this one's a security one, so very cool and good. I'm going to go kind of over all the ones you should be playing at 4 or something, even though I would say you could probably drop Reaper down. So, we've got the big chads of the deck. Obviously, Gatekeeper is absurdly good. You have to play 4. This card wins you games that you have no right in winning. It's the only way I beat the Imperial matchup today. I sacked one out of security in my first check, and then it actually stacked another one. So, I shouldn't have won that matchup, and yet there I was winning. Reaper, you can play 3. You can definitely get away with playing 3. I've just opted to play 4 because I saw that Japanese list top, and it was playing 4. And honestly, I thought I'd brick on it more. It wasn't really that bricky, but I can definitely see me bricking on it. So going down to like 3, I think is fine. I played 4 today and it was fine. I still had games where I wanted it and I didn't find it. So I don't think it's too bad at 4. But yeah, 3 is definitely a negotiable, especially if you want that slot. Even if you just want to play like an extra Searcher, I wouldn't hate you. But you can play like Holy Flame or just any tech card in place of that. And that would be cool too. So that's kind of the engine I would say is non-negotiable. Like you got to play 4 of all of it, except maybe the Reaper itself. That's probably the one where you could say you could drop it. But here's the ones that are not so good, but they just slow down your opponent in one way or another. So Pallades Head is amazing because you play it down for 6. Normally you play it for cheaper with mum effect. Obviously, you don't want to play this for 6. And then you can just tap it, which is fantastic, and destroy something. So really good when people have made a stack or they've started swinging at you and you just don't have any D-Reapers on the field or they've cleared the rest of your board. So you can just slap this down and at least get some removal out. Very cool and nice. Killed a couple of Paildramons today with it. Very cool and good. You'll love to see it. And this one's just a blocker and there's nothing really to say about it. I wish it was 7k so it didn't get shuffled by Paildramon. But what can you do about that? Not a lot. But yeah, still a good card because blocker definitely saved me today. I should have lost a game, but I was able to block Alphamon checking for 2. And obviously it restood after that and checked 2 again. But I was able to block that first one. So very cool. Some lists play this at 3 and I was thinking about it, but I just went with 2 because I find Pallades Head's normally better. Because you can normally get the removal turn 1 and if it survives, you can just keep doing that, which is kind of better value than a blocker, but this literally saves you. So I don't know. They're both good in their own way, but you don't want to see too many of them. So I think this ratio is good. You can play 2 and 2 as well, but I went up to 3 on Pallades Head because I actually think it's really good. But yeah, they're the cards that, like, you know, kind of play them at your own ratios. They're not that great. I'm not playing the level 10 D-Reaper card, and you can play that if you want. I don't really care about it. Here's my Tamer lineup. I'm just playing this. There's no other text. I'm just playing 1 memory setter and 2 go up if your opponent's swinging at you. Because in theory, they should always be hitting you because that's how you win the matchup, right? You rush D-Reaper down. So I'm like, this card should in theory always be live. The only time it wasn't today was in a yellow hybrid matchup because they hadn't hit me yet. But you know, what can you do? It's fine. Normally also, I have 3 Tamers, right? And you don't want to play them from hand ever. It's normally always better to just play something else out, like playing Jerry, playing Bubbles, playing your pendulum feet. It's normally better to be making some board presence with these guys than playing down a Tamer. I know like going to 3 is nice or going up 2 can be nice, but normally you just need to keep up with decks and you need to be rushing to that mom having the 7 bodies under or 6 bodies underneath so she can turn on Gatekeeper. So I honestly found that, you know, these Tamers are great. You'd rather them come out of security, or you only play them when you're given like an absurd amount of memory, or you just don't have a better way to pass turn, right? But I've always found in this deck, there's better ways to pass turn. You can normally pass turn with stuff like Jerry, stuff like Bubbles, stuff like Searcher, or Pen Feet. Like, there's just better ways to pass turn. And I've really found with this deck, playing Engine is just better than playing tech stuff. I know you do need to play some sort of removal. I was gonna play Holy Flames. I have them, but I honestly kind of enjoyed the deck better without them. So go figure. But I would definitely understand if you wanted to play like Holy Flames or like black removal stuff and play like the black engine where you play Final Zoom Bonganum Punch or whatever that shit's called. But yeah, I just think playing more engine is the way to go. This is the final list, guys. I'm really happy with it. I might make some changes in future. We do need to play that X antibody spell when it does come out. But yeah, I feel like I'm playing a pretty standard list. There's nothing special in here, unfortunately. Nothing spicy. But if you've got any spicy text for D-Reaper, please hit me up. I am looking for ways to make the deck a little more interesting. But yeah, I had big success with this. I do see some lists not max out on Jerry. That is a big mistake. Please, you must max out on Jerry and you must max out on Bubbles. Those cards are sensational. Obviously, Gatekeeper as well. That card's nuts. Everything else you can kind of play at your own ratio, right? Also, can we make the new meta of playing this at 1? Because there's really no reason to play more than 1. If it gets outed, you lose the game anyway. Oops, I forgot to talk about matchups, so let's do that real quick, shall we? So what I really enjoyed was I versed Imperial round 1, and that was the scariest matchup, and it was my friend Andrew playing it, and he's very good at the deck. So I was just like, well, better get this over and done round 1. I had 2 Gatekeepers in security, so we won game 1. I don't remember what happened in game 2, but I'm pretty sure I just did this. Oh yeah, no, I remember. He checked my security, and the last check was a Gatekeeper, which of course kept me in the game, because Gatekeeper probably shouldn't exist, but alas, here it be. So what's crazy is from there, I managed to play more Gatekeepers. I had 3 Gatekeepers on the field from there. I played a second one. He bounced one, it came back to me. I played down that one, he bounced, and then I played my third one. So yeah, and from there he scooped because it was like, well, he didn't have any more outs. His fighter mode was his out, and he'd played 1, and 1 came out of security when I hit him once. So game was done. So 2-0 Imperial round 1. Very good start for D-Reaper because that's the deck I fear the most. I don't think there's a deck in the format I'm scared of more. On to the next matchup, Blackwall Greymon, a matchup that is a bit scary because if they get to the Blackwall Grey, I kind of lose. If they have the Hero or if they have the Agumon promo and the Greymon promo to boost by 2k, they can hit Mother. Anything that can kill Mother, in theory, should win the game. Luckily, this was not the case because game 1, I just kind of rushed him down really quick. He didn't get the chance to do anything. Game 2, he accidentally put the wrong Greymon on the stack. He could have had the one that gives 2k along with the promo Ugly one that gives 2k. So, you know, it would have exactly made Black Wall Greymon 16k to kill this. He accidentally put the security +1 Greymon on the stack. So, unfortunate for him, but a fat victory royale for us. So yeah, if we did lose that game, there was a potential of game 3. But anyway, we didn't have to worry about it. We won right then and there. So we're 2-0 so far score-wise, and we've also 2-0'd Imperial, and we've 2-0'd Black Wall Greymon. So cool and good so far. Moving on, we go to round 3, and I'm versing Yellow Red, the new Yellow Hybrid deck, where you get to play Guillemon promo and draw a bunch of cards. Yeah, it's a very good deck. I suggested my friend play it because he was playing yellow, and I'm like, dude, you got to play the red engine. It's insane, and it is. It's very good. So yeah, he was playing that. That was Tom, and I managed to win game 1. I had 13 cards under Mother. I worked out the sweet spot. 13 cards under Mother means Gatekeeper's still up because Gatekeeper needs 6 to proc, and you can banish the 7, send the 7 to the grave for your Reaper play, and that's exactly what I did. I nearly decked out, but I just looked at that play and I thought that was my way to win, and it was. Because I was like, look, if Reaper dies in security, I lose. So I just had enough searches to keep buffing and swinging, but the main thing was, I was like, I wanted the safety net of Gatekeeper to still be active, right? Which normally when you go for Reaper, you turn off Gatekeeper, right? Because you take the 7 material away. So I just went, fuck it, I'll go to 13. Because I already had 2 Gatekeepers out, he couldn't hit me anymore. He removed 1 at some point, but, you know, I still had 2, so it was fine. And I was just like, you know what? The other one's probably in my security because I can't find it, and I was nearly decking out. And I was like, I'm just going to go for 13 under Reaper, under Mum. And that's the sweet spot I found for beating Yellow Hybrid. Maybe that's a bit situational, but you can play the game slower against that deck. They don't have a win con, right? They can out this, which is problematic, and Rapidmon outs it very well if they're playing pure yellow. You just really need to play as efficiently as possible. I mean, that's pretty stock standard for every deck, but you know what I mean. With this deck especially, because you need this card. Whenever you have a hand without this card, you're just losing. So, I don't know. I'm thinking about even playing more searches. But anyway, on to the finals now. I am versing X Antibody, Black X Antibody. I haven't versed this yet with D-Reaper. I haven't tested against X Antibody, so I was like, I don't know what to expect. And we actually figured out that if I get D-Digivolved on Reaper and turned back into the stack of searches that will be under it, you know, there'll be like 17 of these guys sitting underneath because that's how this works. We found out that you can actually just go Mother, scoop up the searcher, and it actually scoops up all of them. So that's really nifty. That's a cool ruling. Thanks Bandai. So the Reaper play is safe to D-Digivolve. Yes, he can be D-Digivolved, and yes, he will be, because when he swings, he puts 2 underneath, 2 on suspend, and why would you not use that effect? But it's interesting that there's actually some counterplay for D-Digivolve against this deck. And of course, this card's been errated, so anyone who has the English copies, you'll notice it says reduce this card's play cost to 0 when you get rid of the 7, but it actually has been errated to set this card's play cost to 0. So we don't lose to Psychmon or any of those other stupid rookies that say, like, you know, your opponent can't reduce costs. Nope, irrelevant. If anyone tries to pull you up on it, there's an errated Bandai page. Make sure you have it available on your phone at events, so you can just be like, nope, this is errated. They errated the other card in this deck too, the 10 drop, I think it is. I don't play that card. The list that chopped in Japan played 2, but I just disagree. I don't see the value in it. I think if you're up to the point of playing it, you're already so far ahead that anything else is better. But maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm wrong. But definitely the X Antibody card. Looking at future builds, run this card, please. This card is sensational. It lets you get to, basically you put it under Mum, right? You put it under Mum, and it just means your Gatekeeper triggers 1 turn earlier because you got 1 more source under Mum. Gatekeeper says you need to have 6 sources under your Mother. That's it. While you have 6 or more. It doesn't care if they're searches or not. Go figure. So you put the X Antibody card, the new one, and pretend this is it. You put it under here. Fantastic. And then you can get your whole, stun lockout with this card 1 turn earlier. Sensational. Also, X Antibody in security is a memory bomb. We love to see it. We love to see it. White decks popping off. You do love to see it. Anyway, that's the end of the deck profile. If you liked it, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. I'm going to make more profiles, especially of Terriermon decks top, and so hit me up, G's. Anyway, bye-bye.